Welcome back. In yet another instance of targeted killing of a Kashmiri Hindu who was shot dead by terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir, Shopian, Puran Krishan Bhat, who was attacked near his residence, succumbed to injuries at a local hospital yesterday. But this is a fresh killing that has sparked of anger amongst the Kashmiri Hindus once again, with protests that are being held staging that they want a relocation. Now, the family is distraught and inconsolable as the last rites, we are told, that will be conducted shortly. The distraught family has been asking for justice and are raising the questions exactly when it comes to such targeted killings. When will it stop? Because it's been a year almost now, Pradeep, the last rites, as we can see the pictures that have the last journey of Puran Krishan Bhat that has begun. Pradeep?
Yes, right now you can see that each and every eye is filled with tears and everybody here is inconsolable. The family is yet to reconcile with the fact that Puran Bhat is no more. In fact, he had spoken to his wife, Sweetie, but 2 hours before he was killed by terrorists in Shopian area in South Kashmir, and she is in a state of shock. And right now you can see 8-year-old son offering flowers, and now in a short while the body will be taken to the cremation ground for performing last rites, and the body will be consigned to flame. But each and every person here is asking that once the body is consigned to the flame, that person becomes part of statistics. But here in this case you should not forget that Puran Bhat is basically somebody's father, somebody's son, somebody's husband. So understand the pain of the family member. But unfortunately what is happening that everybody is playing politics with the pain of the Kashmiri Pandit. Nobody is trying to do anything in this regard. If we talk to the Kashmir-centric leaders, they will say we should have a dialogue with Pakistan. If we talk to the government, they say the government is also not doing enough to provide them security. How long they will continue to lose their near and dear ones? Because this story of horror, this story of brutality, this story of pain that started in the 90s is continuing even today. You will find that large number of people losing their life. During the last 1.5 months, we have seen 14 Kashmiri Hindus have been targeted. Each one of them asking one question: what has been the fault of Puran Bhat? Why he was targeted? He was the lone breadwinner for the family, and they feel it's a kind of a betrayal, because in the 90s when all others chose to flee from that area, when Kashmiri Pandits abandoned their hearths and home, Puran Bhat's family stayed back. They thought that they will stay with their Muslim brother, but today they feel cheated, betrayed. They feel that again the Muslims did not stood by them, because they feel that civil society is completely silent. Why civil society is not coming out? And they are also questioning the Kashmir-centric netas. Why Kashmir-centric netas only that lip service, and only that condemnation is not really going to work? They should come out and name and shame Pakistan, speak out against Pak-sponsored terrorists, because of which every Kashmiri is suffering for the last 32 years. And third thing, they are asking questions to the government also, because they had been making tall claims. It is their duty and responsibility to provide security to the people. You just treat them like sitting ducks who are all at the mercy of terrorists. So this has been continuing for a long time. So everybody is questioning each and every person there. So everybody has a responsibility. Those who call themselves the representative of the people, they too have to come out and they too have to speak out again. And here you can see the tear-welled eyes. They are trying, they will be giving a last salute and bidding adieu to Puran Bhat, because see, this is the only story which I really do not want to cover, because every time whenever I see devastated families, my heart too fills with pain. Whenever I am covering such stories, I feel, God, this should be the last time when I am covering this story. But unfortunately, this is happening again and again, because Pak-sponsored terrorists, they know that they can match the might of Indian army. So they always look for these unarmed civilians whom they try to target. And Kashmiri Hindu community, one of the educated community, look at this community. Even after being targeted for the last so many years, they haven't picked up gun. Instead, they pen in their hands. They try to build their future. They try to be a part of the nation building. As you can see, it will not be wrong to say that all roads today are leading towards Mutti. You can see large number of people from different walks of life. They have come here to pay last salute to Puran Bhat, who was another victim of terrorists in South Kashmir area. South Kashmir area is a hub of terror-related activities. We have seen that 3 Kashmiri Pandits during the last 6 months have been targeted in this particular place. In fact, the new spate of killing started last year with the killing of Bindru, who was a chemist in that area. He had also decided to stay back in Kashmir Valley and to help people there. We have seen the teachers have been targeted, school principal have been targeted. So everybody, whosoever we had been interacting, they are saying, let me speak to them. देखिए, बड़ा दुखद घड़ी है कि क्या कहना चाहेंगे समय इन नेताओं को जो सियासत करते हैं, क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
इस समय कुछ नहीं कह सकते हैं, ज्यादा इसके बारे में हम इतना ज्यादा कुछ नहीं कहते हैं सर। तो सबसे दुखद बात है, तो सभी अपने अपने मतलब वो जाएंगे, जितने भी हैं वो कहने के लिए।
So you can see right now the body is being taken. Now the body will be taken to nearby cremation ground for performing last rites. And you can see floral petals are being showered. And everybody is saying that Puran Krishan Bhat is a martyr. And so he will remain in the hearts of the family members as well as for the people of this region forever. We have seen that this had been continuing for a long time. And reason is that why the Kashmiri Pandits have been suffering. One is that there had been the appeasement policy towards the terror-related element. Second, we have seen that there had been a complete denial of genocide, denial of ethnic cleansing. They want the government to now come out with a will and say that yes, Kashmiri Pandits had been the victim of genocide. And right now you can see the family members offering prayers, showering petals, a young son. He's 8-year-old. He is not even understanding the politics between India and Pakistan. And so they're sending a message loud and clear. जिस कश्मीर को खून से सींचा, वो कश्मीर हमारा है. किसी के बाप की जागीर नहीं है. So they have the right, because Kashmir is one of the cradles of Kashmiri Pandits. So that is about the Kashmiri Sanskriti, Kashmiri Hindus. So how come you say that the Kashmiri Pandits will not be putting up there? And that's the question each one of them is asking, because they are saying we are the real inhabitants of Kashmir Valley. It is the dharti of Kashyap Rishi. So you can't just take out Kashmiri Pandits from them. Though Kashmiri, we have seen that the terrorists had been targeting them. Now let's see, look at the condition of the daughter, this 11-year-old girl. What had been her fault? Why her father was killed? Everybody is asking questions. This young kid is even not understanding the nitty-gritty of politics between India and Pakistan. She hardly understands who are the jihadi outfit, why jihadi outfit killed her father, who was only trying to make two ends meet, who was only trying to keep kitchen fire stoked, because he was the lone breadwinner for the family. Who will be taking care of them? Who will be just keeping the loving hand on their heads? Who will be caressing them? So that's what actually each one of them is asking this question. And we have seen that this is not first time. For the last 32 years, there had been similar incidents where the kids have lost their father, wives have lost their husbands, mothers have lost their sons. Only fault is that they were Hindus, they were Hindustani. Just because of their faith, they had been targeted. Because in the 90s, we saw that how the slogan of Nizam-e-Mustafa was raised. Nizam-e-Mustafa, that they wanted only one particular faith. Because Caliphate Brigade was against any community. They were against the Kashmiri Hindus putting up there, because they wanted only one particular faith. That was the reason that they raised another slogan, that was Raliv, Galiv and Saliv. Raliv, Galiv and Saliv means that either you embrace Islam, either you get killed, or you will have to flee from that area. There was no other choice at that point of time. And right now you can see, and they are just offering prayers, and they are about to leave.
Well, that's the last journey, is the last rites. That will be happening soon, as Pradeep is also part of the procession taking place right now. Ashoke Pandit ji is with us on the phone line. Sir, yet another targeted Kashmiri Hindu killing that has taken place.
Well, I feel that this is going to continue because the system, the government has failed to protect us. And the truth is that we are totally unsafe there. The day they want to kill a Kashmiri Pandit, they prove to be successful, and no power on this earth can stop them, to identify a Kashmiri Pandit and assassinate him. Every month, 2 months, a Kashmiri Pandit has been killed, whether she's a woman, whether she's a child, or anybody for that matter. They enter the house, they enter their domain, and they kill him. So it's very important for the government of India to realize what the truth is. Promises, initiatives, economic development, all these developments is a waste till the time a Kashmiri Pandit is not protected in Kashmir. It's a waste for me as a Kashmiri Pandit. The basic, the reality has to be understood. And see the apathy when you're watching visuals on television screens of Kashmiri Pandits moving with the dead body of Puran Krishan Bhat. You go back, we have seen such visuals every month. We are seeing Kashmiri Pandits, being killed every month or 2 months. So now our tears also have come to an end. We don't have tears to now, And whom should we go to? The tragedy is that from last nearly 150 days, the Kashmiri Pandits, the employees are being protesting. They have been shouting, they have been screaming that please relocate us to Jammu and other places in the country so that we are safe. But it's not been done. In fact, instead, you have issued a notices to them. You are not giving salaries to them. And then, as a result, we see what has happened to Kashmiri Pandits. So where do Kashmiri Pandits go now? So for us, for Kashmiri Pandits, the reality is that what the Kashmiri Pandits used to face in 1990, assassinations, killings, murders, rapes, it's still continuing after 32 years in Kashmir.
And to think of it, sir, those families are being targeted who have been remaining in Kashmir. And despite the genocide that seems to be happening there, they have been in the valley since the last 30 years. And so was Mr. Krishna Puran Bhat, who was in the valley, but unfortunately he was targeted and killed by terrorists. Mr. Pandit, thank you very much. We'll be back after a short break.